Yo, 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 Panther Nation, Pantherologist, welcome to Lunch Break. This is a new segment I just kind of came up with just because, I was thinking to myself, what could I do to kind of change things up a little bit with the channel? And I just figured, you know what? Maybe I should try to go live a little bit more. Maybe I'll start going live, 3, 4, maybe even Monday through Friday, just depending on, my work schedule. But, normally I take a lunch break from work because I work from home around 12. And I was like, why don't we just name it Lunch Break with Pantherology? And we'll talk about, things that are going on with the Carolina Panthers and, kind of dive into things this past weekend. So I appreciate everybody joining the live stream today. Make sure you pound that like button as you come in. Feel free to get in the comment section amongst yourselves as we sit here and break down that rookie minicamp. We're also going to be talking about Bryce Young being the starter, and then maybe I'll leave up depending on what time it is. Maybe I'll leave open the last couple minutes with a Q&A or something if whatever y'all want to do. So yeah. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First things first, I need to share this video because I want to share y'all. Let's see how. Let's do present. Let's go to share screen. And let's put this on full screen. Where's it at? What the heck? Why did it go away? That's not fair. There it is. Okay, perfect. Now we'll put this on full screen. Jesus. I hate ads. Sorry about this. All right, ready? Here we go. All right, now I can share this. And just bringing up some highlights of the mini camp here. Let's see. Can I do it this way? That's better, right? Y'all can see that. Or should we do it like that? Ooh. Then you can't see me. So that's kind of weird. Let's do it that way. So these are just some highlights I found on YouTube. Thank God people, put up highlights. But I also was watching a bunch of clips of the mini camp, reading up on stuff like that. And I took some observations of this mini camp. And, after we had the draft, I've already done like a draft grade. I've always talked about the schedule, stuff like that. So I took some observation of this. And this was really our first opportunity to see Bryce Young after getting drafted in his new year. And of course, he was definitely the center of attention for the minicamp. There were several other significant observations that I took from this minicamp. And one was Chandler Zavalas. I cannot pronounce his last name correctly, so I apologize. But definitely an immense interior lineman. He stood out on the field. His impressive blend of power and athleticism, I think, left a significant impression on everybody who was probably watching and me myself while I was watching some of the highlights. As you can see here, there's Jonathan Mingo working with Steve Smith, which is pretty cool. But back to Chandler, though. I mean, with injury concerns surrounding, Austin Corbett, I think Chandler could, potentially carve out an immediate role for himself here. Another observation is, as we're watching Jonathan Mingo here, I think he definitely showed a lot of potential from the highlights that I've seen and watched. The Panthers selected the wide receiver at the number 9th overall pick. And I think it surprised some people, but Mingo's showing throughout, I think, the weekend demonstrated his potential really. Arriving early, bringing in that energy nearly every play. And then Mingo began development chemistry with Bryce Young. And then, as we saw, working with Steve Smith. So obviously Steve Smith was offering, I think, some valuable pointers for the first day. And then further, he also talked about, Mingo's potential, that what he saw. So that was pretty interesting to hear what Steve Smith said. There is a video out there of what Steve Smith said. Maybe I can find that and we can share that, what he thought about Jonathan Mingo. And then urgency from DJ Johnson. That was the most debated. Obviously, I think the debated selection. DJ Johnson, we did sign his rookie contract before the minicamp. He is a 6-year college player, but he has showed that he has the explosiveness, quick twitch capabilities, and heavy hands during his drills, which we're about to see right here. Critics, I think, may continue to question the pick, but I don't be shocked if Johnson silenced them, those critics sooner rather than later. I mean, look at him here. He's just, those hands are very aggressive. Look at that. Bam. Just aggressive, man. So thanks to PMP though, because they're the ones who got these highlights put together. And there's always people out there putting highlights up, which is great. I appreciate everybody who always does that stuff, because I know sometimes I don't got the time to do it. I wish I did, but yeah, those are just some highlights there. Those are the only ones I could really find. There are other clips on like Twitter and stuff you can find. So what do you think? Logan McAllister says, what do you think your opinion that Bryce Young will bring to the Panthers? Well, I actually, from the highlights that I saw, he definitely set the tone out there during the day, despite concerns regarding his size. I think Bryce Young quickly established himself as a leader at the minicamp for sure. I think he displayed some poise, some accuracy throughout the time being out there, and he was winning some praise from the fans and media alike. And I think as the offseason continues, it'll be interesting to see how his role within this team evolves. And basically, I think the Carolina Panthers rookie minicamp, I think, provided a glimpse of several promising rookies, like I mentioned already, and all of whom I think will be striving to establish themselves and contribute to the team's success throughout, this upcoming seasons. So I think overall, I mean, just like looking and watching the, watching the highlights, I think that it was definitely a successful mini camp. It was good to see Bryce out there, and good to see Jonathan working with Steve Smith. Obviously there's a bunch of stuff. If you go onto the Carolina Panthers, the actual Carolina Panthers YouTube, you can go on there, and with the actual Carolina Panthers YouTube, they have like a bunch of the press release and talking with what they were doing with talking with the press and giving their thoughts and stuff like that. But yeah, I thought but those are my observations from all the highlights that I saw and everything I caught up on and stuff that I was reading on and stuff. But from my observations of just watching all the highlights that I could catch, those were my kind of like my takeaways there. So I appreciate everybody joining the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button as you're coming in. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, feel free to click that post notifications bell as well, so you don't miss out on any new content. Let's see if I can find any more highlights on here. Yeah, here's some other highlights. So let's see. I'm gonna share my screen here. I got some other highlights in here. Twitter is a wonderful thing. Let's go to Twitter here. So we can see here. Bring this back. Pause it for a second. I know we saw this, but here's Jonathan Mingo working with Steve Smith. Can't hear anything, but that's okay. So that was a pretty cool highlight there. Then here was a nice. This is Bryce Young to Mingo here. TJ Ventures could probably over possibly. I mean, I'm not too sure how I feel about him. Honestly, I need to see more. I need to see more tape on him. I'm not much. I ain't gonna lie, guys. I'm not much of a tape guy. I do understand some things, and I'm still learning. But I guess we'll see about him. I'd love for him to turn out to be like a Cole Beasley or Edelman. But I need to watch some more highlights on him. Let's see. Here's another Bryce. A few throws from Bryce this past weekend. Let's see what else we can find here. Okay. Looks like Bryce was working with Thomas Brown there. All right, here's Chandler. Are they doing anything? Okay, that's them coming in. That's them just sitting there. Okay, it looks like that's it's like all the highlights that they have on here. Usually these Carolina Blitz is great on Twitter. They always have some great stuff. Oh, I mean, here's some press conference stuff as well. They have a full video there. Nice. All right, cool. Let's see see if they got a full video. Maybe this might be this kind of like the same video we got already kind of watched. That was yeah, it looks like it is. Except a speed up version. See if I can get this ad out the way. Thank you. Go away. Go away. All right, let's see here. So we are getting some highlights here. Can y'all, let's see, stop sharing. Just present this to you guys as well. Let's see what we got here. All right, so here we go. We'll start it over for you guys. It's kind of like the same video, except a little. I think it's a little bit more sped up. It looks like. Get to see Bryce under center here. Let's see if we can turn up a little bit of volume. It's got music on it. I can't play that, so it's all good. Play it low. We'll leave it. Anyways, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Just kind of catching some highlights here. I think I already watched these, but I don't know if y'all have seen them, so I wanted to just share them with you guys. It's pretty good stuff here. Bryce under center. God, he looks small though, guys. It's just he just looks small. That's the only thing that worries me, man, is he just looks small behind this offensive line. But that is what it is. That was the only thing that worried me with him is his size. Let's see if this is different stuff. Okay, there we go. Steps back. Okay. Working with the wide receivers here. Pretty interesting. Getting quick throws out. I mean, just from watching the highlights, guys. I mean, let me know what you think in the comment section. What you like, or what you like, what you're seeing here. You know, Give me your thoughts. I've already given you my observations from watching these highlights. Black Mamba, size or weight? I'd say both. I think he needs, I mean, his he's not gonna get any taller. But 195, 190, 195 kind of concerns me. I feel like he needs to put on some weight. I'd say at least I'd like to see him be about two. I think he needs to be about two. I'd like to see him be about 210, honestly. If you're 195, I'd like to see 210, 215. I think that'd be a good weight for him. His height, obviously, he can't grow any taller, so it's not like there's nothing we can do about that. But he could definitely put on some more muscle so he can. I want him to put on more muscle so he can take the hits. I think that if you can put on more muscle, then you can definitely take the hits, right? So I just think that's my only concern from watching, from looking at him and looking at him stand behind these guys in this offensive line. But other than that, I mean, he looks good. He looks poised back there. I just think that he just needs to put on some weight. That's it. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. I think that, it is what it is. Now, I mean, obviously there's people on Twitter right now trolling him because there was like a meme out there of like when he back, goes in the back, he looks like Santa's little elf. So, and Bears fans are already trolling us. So I think though, like for Logan McAllister, what you're asking though, like Logan, you asked me here, what do you think your opinion will bring to the table? I think he's going to bring leadership. I think he's definitely a leader. I think I think he's definitely football smart because from my understanding, he's always watching film, right, and studying the game. So I think the IQ is definitely there. I think we're going to definitely get a guy with great football IQ. And I think his ability to throw the ball accurate and his athleticism to move out the pocket if he needs to. I think that's something that I think he can bring to the table. The problem is just for me, from a personal standpoint, is his height and weight. I really think that he needs to put on some weight to be able to take the hits in the NFL. I also think that he's not going to get taller, so there's nothing else we can do, right? We can't. It's just not like he can. I don't think he's going to get any taller. They do say you grow, so that you don't stop growing till you're 25, but I don't know how true that is. So if anything, though, at least put on, I would say if he's 190 or 195, I would say you got to at least put 20, 25 pounds. If he's 190, he needs to put 20, 25 pounds. If he's 195, I'd say 15, 20. I mean, you need to be about 210, 215, I feel like. And I would feel okay with that. And I hope that answers your question, Black Mamba, about the size and weight. Marco Cash says, keep pounding, Panther Nation. Marco Cash said, much love from South Texas. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Black Mamba says, maybe this size could be a plus, but it would be hard to find him behind those big O-line. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said. I mean, as long as he can step back and see over the O-line, I'm okay with it. Obviously, I that's what it really comes down to. And he can make all the throws that we need him to make, and he takes care of the football. That's all that matters to me. I just still think though he needs to put on some weight, because I don't think 190 if you're below 200 pounds taking hits in the NFL, I don't think that's going to work out for you. I really don't. That's just me. I think he's got the football IQ. I think he's got the leadership skills. It just comes down to him putting on some weight. I have watched the state Black Blama. I think the athleticism, the arm talent is there. I don't disagree with that. The football IQ is there. The But the 190 to 195 pounds, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. He still needs to put on weight to take those hits. I'm sorry. He just does. He can't expect a guy to be 190, 195 and get as a quarterback and take the hits that they take and expect him not to have some injuries. I just think that he would be less injury prone if he just put some weight on. That's all I'm saying. He can't get any taller, so I can't ask for that. I have watched this tape. So don't get me wrong. I don't. Maybe his size could be I mean, that's neither here nor there, though. I don't think that it matters just because he's shorter that it's going to be harder for him to find. If someone blows through that O line, they're going to find him. So that's neither here nor there. Brian Burns has done it before, and he's found Kyler Murray a couple times. So, how many years do you see it would take? Would it take for Bryce Young to become an elite quarterback? I think it all depends on how this year goes. I think he is going to be the starter. I don't see Andy Dalton, who's on basically his deathbed in the NFL, taking the reins, but that's all Frank Wright and Frank Wright and Scott Fitter. I guess it's really up to them too. Obviously, you can either take the veteran and let him sit behind the veteran and learn and continue to learn, or you go ahead and throw him out there. So I think it depends on what happens this year. Now, if he starts and he comes out and balls out, does well, we could see him take a leap probably after year 2, probably going into year 3. Most elite quarterbacks, if you go look at it, I mean, Joe Burrow had a great first year, and then his second year was, when did he have his injury though? Was that his second year, or did he have an injury in his first year? I can't remember when Joe Burrow had his injury, when he tore his ACL. That's what I'm trying to remember. When did he tear his ACL? And I'm not comparing Joe Burrow to Bryce Young or Bryce Young to Burrow. I'm just Joe Burrow. When did he tear his ACL? Yeah, when did he tear that? That's what I want to know. Was that back in? Oh, okay, Lauren Darkin. Yeah, I figured it was his first year. I mean, after that, I mean, you think about it. I mean, most of these elite quarterbacks, even Josh Allen, it took him until year 3 to really be elite, right? So I would say if he's going to become an elite quarterback, he would have to do it in going into his third year, like Burrow and Josh Allen did. So that's how long my expectations are. That's the only concern is weight. Yeah, I mean, really, Black Mama. I mean, I could say his height, but we all know, where that is. And it's concerning to that. But it's like someone told me the other day, or I think I was watching somebody. Somebody said it the other day. It's like a fat joke. You can continue to say it over and over again, and you say the continuous same fat joke, but it just gets old after a while, right? Like the same joke that you say every day, it just gets old after a while. So, that's the way I look at it with his height. The only concern I really do have is his weight at this point, because I just don't think a guy who's 190 or 195 pounds is going to take the hits in the NFL at the quarterback position. Because we've seen what these quarterbacks hits have taken, or some of these quarterback has taken. Tua is a perfect example. So I think that I truly think that they need to put some weight on him, but just put 15, 20 pounds on him. And I feel that that's a safe, that 210 to 220 is a safe weight to take, and he's going to be all muscle anyways, because I'm not saying he needs to fatten up. I'm saying just put some muscle on and put some more muscle on the guy. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And we'll talk about. I want to talk about the starting quarterback position. Why I think Bryce is going to start anyway. So, yeah, first year. Okay. At which position do the Carolina Panthers need to address next season? Corner or linebacker? Well, they didn't pick up the 5th-year option of C.J. Henderson. I think it also is going to depend on Jamie Robinson too, because Jamie Robinson, when he was at South Carolina, I'm pretty sure he played corner. And when he transferred to Florida State, yeah, against all odds. I mean, that's what I'm not too worried about it, really. I think the guy, like I said, I think he's got the athleticism, the arm talent, the IQ, the leadership skills. I think everything checks off there. The only thing is I just want him to put weight on. That's it. And it would just make me feel better with having him back there taking the hits. That's all I'm saying. That's the only concern I really truly have. That's it. Look, the height issue, we can sit here and talk about it all day. But it's like I said, it's like saying the same, talking shit to someone and saying the same joke every single time. Gets old after a while. So which position do the Panthers need to address next season, corner or linebacker? Well, Shaq Thompson's he doesn't have much time left. And honestly, I also think it depends. And we didn't pick up CJ Henderson's 5th-year option. And then it also depends on DJ Johnson and how well he turns out off the edge. So really defensively, I think safety, I feel fine with Dante Jackson and JC Horn, right? For the next, couple years, right? But, Frankie Louvu had stepped up last year, so he looks good. I think Shaq's probably only got a year, probably 2 to 3 years left, maybe. So, I think the concern is depending on, we might have to go defense next offseason more than we will have to go offense. And because we got Jonathan Mingo, and I think he's going to be a star. I think he's going to replace DJ Moore at that one spot. I really do. I have the total confidence in that guy from what I've seen. I like Hayden Hurst at the tight end, so that's going to be another concern. But Hayden Hurst is 29 years old. Tight ends, they don't play really past. Some people have. Like Ricky Seals-Jones, I think he's played past 36 years old. I think 37, maybe 38. But some guy. But Hayden Hurst has had an injury history, so. A tight end could be another issue to solve. I think offensively, the offensive line, I think we're set. I think we're very good there. I think we're going to be another top 10 offensive line, so I'm not really too worried about that. But I think which position am I going with? Obviously, defensively, I probably would look into linebacker before corner. Just because I have Dante Jackson and JC Horn for the next couple years, and I'm okay with that. And then I would probably go corner next, but it also depends on the edge rusher and if DJ Johnson turns out to be a stud. So that's a tough question. Obviously, we have to see what happens this year. I think that's a question I can answer more of as we go throughout, this coming season. You know what I mean? Guys, there's 13 people in here. Thank you so much for coming into the live stream and showing your support. It really means a lot to me. I'm going to try to make this segment, do this segment like every single week, at least lunch break with Pantherology, myself, Clay. Obviously, y'all know my name is Clay, but I appreciate y'all coming and joining the live stream for sure and showing your support. There's 15 people in here. We only have 11 likes, so I'd love to get that up to how many people are watching. So make sure you pound that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. Much appreciated. Can y'all even see my name here? Why is this not showing my name? Oh, well. It's all good. Anyways, so let's go ahead and talk. I know it's early, but can you give an optimistic record and a realistic uh, against all odds? Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Much love to you, brother. Appreciate that. I like the Tupac picture too. So Jalen Hurban, I actually did this live last week, and I went over it. Basically my whole prediction. Basically, and I went through every game and said my thoughts and came out with a 10-7. I'll just tell you, it was 10-7. I came out with a 10-7 record. But if you go watch my last live, you will get to see what the whole thing. Just skip the first 15 to 16 minutes of it. I'm not going to lie, guys. If you watch my last live, I apologize. I was dealing with something on StreamYard's end and YouTube's end, and things were just not looking right for the first like 10 to 15 minutes of that stream, on at least from my end. Y'all probably looked fine from yours, but from my end, it just looked like shit. So I apologize for that. Just skip the first 15 to 16 minutes of it, and I just go right into the whole. I give you my observations of the schedule. Then I also tell you and predict every game, give you my thoughts on every game, and then I also gave you a record. So for you, Mr. Hurban, I wins and losses, I said 10 wins, 7 losses. So, anyways, so I just think there's no way though that the Panthers are going to start Andy Dalton over Bryce Young, coming through here and stuff like that. There's 16 people watching. There's 13 likes. Make sure you pound that like button, guys. I just think there's no way that Andy Dalton starts over Bryce Young. We made a bold move in this NFL draft. By selecting Bryce Young, with those first overall pick, and we traded a 2023 first round and second round picks and a 2024 first round pick and our star wide receiver DJ Moore to the Chicago Bears to secure this highly sought out prospect, right? And now, despite I think the excitement surrounding Bryce Young being here, Scott Fitterer has asserted recently that the veteran Andy Dalton remains the team's starting quarterback. And Fitterer did say he was going to rely on the coaching staff to decide what's right, and they don't have a timeline and when the time is right, or would they feel like he's got enough mastery of the offense. So it's basically hearsay. We'll see what happens. I think Dalton's experience and role, though, I think kind of shifts focus away from Young and Fitterer's eyes. And I think it which turns permits the rookie to enter the training camp with reduced pressure and dedicated time to learning the Panthers offensive system, which I think is good because we don't want to put too much pressure on this guy, right? He's fresh. He's a young guy. So I think it's a very tactical public relations approach from the Carolina Panthers organization, and I think it helps manage the us as fans aspect of things. But given the Panthers' veteran offense, which features talented players such as Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders, DJ Chark, Hayden Hurst, and then we have a robust offensive line that was top 10 last year, finished top 10 last year. I think there's no reason that Young should not be starting immediately. I think this team went 10-7 the previous season, along with their close 3-5 margin in single scoring games, demonstrate their potential to reach the playoffs. You know, if the Panthers were in the midst of a complete overhaul, I think Dalton would serve as an ideal quarterback to bear the weight of the team's struggles. Now, however, I think considering the resources that is available to Young, it is highly likely that he would and could excel right away. And I think as a result of that, the organization, I think strategic communication ensures that this young quarterback experiences minimal pressure during the crucial training camp period and this offseason. That is my completely, utterly thoughts. Yeah. OTAs are going to be, I'm going to try to focus as much on OTAs and watching it and hearing and listening and reading, you know, everything I can. And I'll definitely have some content on that. But, you know, I just really, 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 really think, I just really think he's going to start and he should, because it's not like we did a completely rebuild. We were rebuilding way before even Bryce Young got here, if we think about it, right? So let's see here. I'm going to get in the comment section and interact with you guys a little bit here. I'll stay on till about 1, and then I got to hop off. Yeah, I keep hearing that we're going to start Andy Dalton over Bryce to give him time to get acclimated to the playbook. And I think it just like, you know, we keep hearing about it, but, you know, obviously I'm going to believe it when I see it too. I'm kind of, you know, obviously I'm that kind of guy. But I think that it's a smart idea. I'm not opposed to that idea. I just think that since we're not in a complete rebuild, it also makes sense to me that he goes ahead and it starts playing now. You know, go ahead and throw him out there. Andy will be listed as QB until a few days before week 1. It's smart anyway to not have Bryce running with the ones in OTAs. Yeah, we'll see what happens with OTAs. It'll be pretty interesting to see. I would like him to start though, so I also agree with you to get him in now. Yeah. Thanks for all the support, guys. Appreciate all y'all coming in here and joining the live stream today. 16 people are in here. 16 likes. I appreciate that. If you haven't pounded that like button, make sure you do it now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate all you guys. Appreciate everybody coming in here and joining the live stream. I'm going to try to do this at least 3 or 4 times a week, maybe 5 if I can go Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. EST. Come and do a little live stream every day of some sort of bring in at least 2 or 3 topics to talk about. Maybe I'm also going to start doing I'm going to start providing some giveaways as well. I'm going to probably do some ticket giveaways for some Panther games. Probably going to also do some I'm going to try to do an Xbox or a PS5 or maybe both. Who knows? Giveaway. Probably do some gift card giveaways as well, like Amazon gift cards. I know everybody on here who's probably watching, 14 of y'all at least for right now, or there was 16 of y'all. Love Amazon gift cards. So definitely got some giveaways. Definitely are working on some of those to give out. Another way you can support the channel is also make sure you check out betusa.com. That is today's sponsorship of this live stream. So make sure you check it out. The link is down in the description. If you sign up for free, it's sign up for free. You don't have to pay to sign up. But if you sign up today, you get a free $50 bet. All right. And there is a promo code Pantherology. If you type that in, I think you get like a free $10, free $20, something like that. I need to double check my contract with BetUSA. But something like that, but you get a free bet. So go check it out. Links down in the description. That's another way you can show your support. Wow, 15 people watching, 17 likes. If you haven't pounded that like button, please do so. JSK's in here. What's up, Clay? Appreciate JSK showing support. JSK, I feel like you've been here from the beginning, my friend. All right, so I'm going to leave this open to you guys. I'm going to leave this open to you. I'm going to leave the last 15 minutes of this channel up to you guys. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I can show, maybe I can show some more highlights possibly of the mini camp. We could do a Q&A. Just the last 15 minutes we could just shoot the shit, whatever you want. We do a nice little Q&A here at the end. How about that? We'll just do a nice little Q&A here for the last 15 minutes. You can ask me questions and I can answer them for you. Yeah, I'm going to be live. I'm going to try doing this live every day. I'm going to try to every day around 12 p.m. EST. But I'm also putting out content constantly, videos out every single day, talking about the Carolina Panthers. So maybe I'll start also including some NFL content, maybe have one topic about, the Carolina, maybe one or two topics about the Carolina Panthers and maybe one or two topics about the NFL. We'll do I'll have 15-minute segments of different things. So maybe I'll do that next time. Have some NFL content for you as well. Let's see here. Are you confident about our playoff chances, or you're hesitating as I do? JSK, part of me thinks that the ceiling of our team this year, and it all depends on how Bryce Young turns out. If he turns out to be the number one overall pick, the way we drafted him to be, and he comes out and shows us the reason why we should have picked him number one overall, then I say we go 10-7. With our schedule, I've already said it before, and I'll say it again. I picked when I did my record prediction for this year, I said 10-7. When you look at our schedule, I took some key observations from that. So I'll go ahead and reiterate this, because even though I've already done a live stream about this before, but I'll reiterate what I said on that live stream. The reason why I said 10-7 is you've got to think about this. First things first, you have a crucial start to the season. First two games are division rivals, the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Okay. All right. You're on the road at the Falcons, then you're home against the Saints. All right. This is very rare, honestly, in our schedule. And this provides the Panthers with a great opportunity to establish themselves to have early dominance in the NFC South. So if they win both of those games, right? But if they come out conservative and sluggish, it could be very detrimental to us and how we start and how this season could go. So it's very important to me how we start out this season. Okay. Then we also have to look at the primetime football games. You've got the week 2 matchup, Monday Night Football against the New Orleans Saints at home. And then you have the week 10 matchup Thursday night against the Chicago Bears. And that's the first time we've had we've actually had 2 primetime games since 2018. So I think and the reason why I think they did that is because of the fact that we drafted Bryce Young, and he's supposed to be the rising talent of our team. So it's an exciting development, right? We got to take the excitement of the fact that we've got the number one overall pick and stuff like that. Now, another observation from our schedule, you know what? Let me pull up the schedule real quick too while I'm talking about this, since you're asking there, JSK. Let me pull up the schedule for you real quick while I'm going ahead and continue my observations here. I had it downloaded. Where's the schedule? I had it downloaded to my computer here. Give me a second. That's not it, is it? No, that's not it. What did I do with that schedule? Yes, I know. I have an email. Thank you, computer. What did I do with that schedule? I might have to pull it up again. Yeah, I can still do that. If y'all want me to do that, I'll do it real quick too. I can run through game by game. All right, let me do this. Let me find the schedule though. I had it pulled up the other day. Give me a minute here. I just got to find it. Let's see if I can find this. There's that. But that doesn't help me. There it is. I'll open this up real quick and then let me share my screen. Sorry about that, guys. Appreciate everybody being in here. 15 people are watching. Make sure you pound that like button, guys. Appreciate all y'all. Where did I? Yeah, window. Here we go. All right, so here's the schedule. So I already gave you my first observation from this schedule was a crucial start to the season. Primetime games, week 2, week 10, and then a challenging October schedule. So the challenging October schedule. The reason why I say this is challenging is because then you're on the road in Seattle during week 3, which I will go through and tell you who's going to win and loss and blah 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 blah. And then you go up at home against the Minnesota Vikings, who I think is going to take a step back anyways. And then you're at Detroit, who I think is actually going to take a step forward. And then you're at Miami, okay, going into the bye week. Now, I consider each of these teams to really be forecasted. I think the Seahawks, the Minnesota, the Lions, and Miami should be all considered that these teams could reach the playoffs, right? At least, and if we can secure, I think, at least 2 victories here, it would indicate a promising season for us. All right. Now, so that was my other observation. Then another opportunity after the week 7 bye, though, is an opportunity really if we are doing okay. And let's say if we if we're 3-3 after the bye week, I think we're sitting nicely because then we can continue to have this solid chance to really gain some momentum or get our feet back right because I think we're talent-wise, team-wise, we're definitely better than Houston. I'm not scared of Gardner Minshew, and I don't think AR-15 is going to be the starter at Indianapolis. I just don't see it happening, and I'm not scared of Michael Pittman, nor am I scared of Jonathan Taylor. The Bears, I mean, that could be a pretty freaking interesting game. I still am not too high on them yet, but who knows? But out of all these games, though, really the only game that you have to consider us from week 8 all the way down to week 13 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is really the only team I see us being underdogs against is the Dallas Cowboys at week 11. So these are opportunities. I think it's, we can either regain our footing or we can retain, remain that early season success if we start off pretty well, right? So it all depends on that start and then how we do till the bye week. But we have a chance to regain ourselves if we aren't looking too hot going into the bye week. So, or if we start off hot, we can continue that hotness, I think, through week 8 through week 13. Now, then the other observation that I took from this was there are consecutive away games from week 12 to week 14. We're away at Tennessee. We're away at the Buccaneers. We're away at the Saints. Nevertheless, I think with this stretch against Tennessee and Tampa, New Orleans, I think it's definitely manageable. Definitely manageable. And then also you got to think about it. This is a season of revenge games. Think about it. Shy Tuttle and Von Bell, both former Saints. Adam Thielen, week 4, Minnesota Vikings. Week 5, Deuce Staley, DJ Chark, Detroit Lions. Week 9, Frank Wright, Indianapolis Colts. Week 10, DJ Moore and the Chicago Bears. So those were some other observations. So those were my observations. Now I'm going to give you a quick rundown of my schedule picks and predictions. So week 1, loss against the Falcons. Week 2, win against the Saints. Week 3, Seattle Seahawks, loss. So we're 1-2 through week 3. Week 4, Minnesota Vikings. I think it's a win. Week 5 at Detroit, I think it's a loss. Week 6, I predict a loss there. 2-4 going into the bye week. Week 8, Houston Texans. I got them. I have us winning that 3-4. Week 9 against the Indianapolis Colts, 4-4. I predict a win there. Chicago, I predict a win there, 5-4. Dallas, week 11, loss, 5-5. Week 12, Titans, 6-5. Week 13, Tampa, 7-5. Week 14, at the New Orleans Saints, loss, 7-6. Week 15, Atlanta, win, 8-6. Week 16, Green Bay, 9-6. At Jacksonville, loss, 9-7. Home against Tampa Bay, win, 10-7. So that was my quick rundown of the schedule. That is my prediction. Imagine, so that was just a quick variation. I can be more detailed in I was definitely more detailed. So there you go, Jalen. Imagine the Panthers sucked all year. Imagine I had the Panthers sucked all year last season to have the first overall pick anyways. Not trading CMC or more, Panthers would be in a better scenario. I think it's very hard, though, for if you don't trade something worthy of a DJ Moore CMC to have a first overall pick. It's just, I just don't see it being, even with draft picks, I just don't see it happening. Even if, because here's the thing, if you give them a first and second and a first, and you don't have a player involved in that, they're going to be asking for another second or first. And I'd rather give a player up and then instead of giving a future draft pick up that we, I think has a better possibility of managing that and getting a better player for the future. That's just my opinion on that. Yes, you can run a quick game. Already did that for you. I believe we'll get off to a fast start, possibly dominate the NFC South, build off what we did last season, snatch a player's spot, and from there, it's up to us. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when I said, when we were looking at the schedule, I did say that, the first 2 games we're going to go 1-1, and then that week 3 after, that basically from week 1 to week 6, I said 2-4 in our schedule. Then after that, I said, well, we'll probably regain our footing and we'll win against Houston. We'll win against Indianapolis. We'll win against Chicago. So we'll have 3 straight wins. Then we'll run into the Dallas Cowboys. We'll go 5. We'll lose to Dallas. Then we're at, the Tennessee Titans. We're going to beat them. We're at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to beat them. Right. So we won in that span of the bye season from basically week 8 to week 13. We regain our footing is what I'm saying. From that, after the bye, from week 8 to week 13, we go 5-1, which means that, by week 13, we're looking, going into the New Orleans Saints 7-5, so, and then we lose to the Saints. We beat the Falcons. We beat Green Bay. Then we lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then we beat Tampa Bay again. And we go 10-7. I think it's a fair overall record. It all just depends on, I can go ahead and tell you right now who we're definitely going to lose to. We're definitely going to lose to the Seahawks. I think they've upgraded. I think that Geno Smith last year, what he showed in that team, and now they added that Ohio State wide receiver, I'm pretty sure, right? And then they have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. So he's got more weapons. He's getting Kenneth Walker back. They upgraded that defense. Like, the Seattle is going to be a playoff team. Then you have, I think the reason why I think we will beat Minnesota, it's not because it's a revenge game. I just don't think they're going to be that good. I think Kirk Cousins is average at best. I think they're going to take a step back this year compared to last year. So, I think, that's an obvious win to me. I think Detroit is a loss just because I think Jared Goff is better than a lot. Like, I think he's gotten better. I'm not saying he's like a top 10 quarterback, but he did throw the least amount of picks last year than any other quarterback. And I think for Miami, it's a loss because you got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on the outside. And if Tua stays healthy, they're hard to beat because Jalen Waddle, the last time we played the Miami Dolphins, we got smoked. We absolutely got smoked in that game. That was when Cam came back and we had the big game in Arizona, and then we played Miami and get blown out. And then the only other team that the only other two teams that worry me is the Dallas Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, Dallas was a solid team last year. They're still going to be a solid team this year. And I think Trevor Lawrence is coming into his own, and he's showing why he's a franchise quarterback in the NFL. And so really, there's only like 5 teams on our schedule that I truly see losses on. Honestly, I could see us sweeping Atlanta. I could see us sweeping Tampa Bay, but I think that the Saints will at least get one on us for sure. But other than that, I mean, that's really it. I mean, it's hard for us. And I mean, we all know how it is in the NFC South. It's very rare that you have ever seen the Carolina Panthers sweep any in-division rival too. So it's very rare. You know what I mean? So, because we went 1-1 last year with Tampa Bay. We went 1-1 with Atlanta last year, and we swept the Saints. And I don't think I think it was a stat out there. We haven't swept the Saints since like 2000. I want to say 18 or 19, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, Jadarius, thanks for joining the live stream. Appreciate you. If anybody's new in here, make sure you pound that like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, guys. I think I'm going to do this lunch break segment at least 3 to 4 times a week, maybe even 5, Monday through Friday around the same time. Probably not this week, just because I am going to be traveling and going out of town for a conference for my company, because I wish I did YouTube full time, but unfortunately I don't. So, but I do like the work that I do for my company, so it's nice. And I work from home, but I get to do this too on the side, so this is nice too. So anyways, I'm actually 3 minutes over time. I appreciate everybody joining the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button on your way out. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, feel free. Also, make sure you click that post notifications bell. It's that little bell down at the bottom that you can see there. Make sure you click that so you don't miss out on any new content or live streams or videos, anything like that. You'll always get notified when I'm live or I post a new video. And also feel free to share this with your friends, family, Facebook, Twitter. Also, however else you would like to share it. You can also check me out. As you can see down there, Roppstar92. Hold on, let me move that banner out the way. Roppstar92_. You can follow me there, on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. And other than that, guys, I'm heading out. I appreciate all y'all. Thank you against all odds. Appreciate the content. Yeah, no problem, man. Does the OTA start today? I don't think OTA start today. NFL OTAs 2023. I don't think they start today. No, they don't start till the 23rd to the 25th, May 30th through the 1st, and June 6th through the 9th. And then we have mandatory minicamp coming up June 13th through the 15th. And then, well, there's also other dates. It says May 22nd through the 23rd, May 25th, May 30th through the 31st, June 2nd, June 12th through the 15th. Then there's also other mandatory mini camp at June 6th to the 8th. So kind of interesting here. I don't know if that's for just different teams or what, but that's a very interesting. Oh, okay. All right. So Volunteer minicamp, they've already done that. Okay, so the OTAs for us start May 23rd to the 25th, May 31st to the June 2nd, and then workouts and then June 5th through the 8th. And then they have mandatory minicamp June 13th through the 15th. So there we go. All right, I'm heading out, guys. Appreciate all y'all. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, keep pounding.